Hello, hello. I'm sorry to stop this dance party and all the memes and everything are just coming in here with the dance party. Did you know this is the very last session, you guys? This is the last dance party we can jam to. I have to say congratulations to everyone. I know. Oh, Kathy's like, whew, right? Yes, you made it through. Congratulations. 3 days, right? So, oh my goodness. Well, hello. Oh, we got some sad faces going on, Darren. Thank you. Yeah. Well, hello and happy afternoon, Blackbaud family. It's been 3 days. Congratulations, you've done it. And you know what? Thank you, for joining us here. I hope you've had fun, had opportunity to network, and of course, come up with enhancements that will help your opportunities day to day, right? And so, just thank you, right? I'm Rainey Allen, and I'm Blackbaud, a customer success manager, and I'm here to help you have a great Blackbaud experience. And again, it's an absolute pleasure to be hosting you in our session, the very last session today, right? So whether you're tuning in from across the globe or around the corner, thank you for taking time out of your day-to-day to spend with us, not just for one session, but 3 days, right? So we definitely appreciate all of your hard work, the sacrifice, and everything you've given, not just this, but your constituents every day. So first off, I'm going to start off with a couple of housekeeping items. First, I'd love if everybody would post on chat your name, organization, tell us where you're from. Also, if you're experiencing any audio or technical issues, try to refresh your browser, see if this resolves, and the audio is being broadcast through your computer speakers. Also, the number one question I get is, will the session be recorded? Yes, it will be, and you'll receive access to it in 24 to 48 hours. And don't hesitate to go into BB Dev Days for all those other sessions, right? All right, now I think we're all pros here at this very last day on where to navigate everything. But on the top right-hand side here of Goldcast, we have the Docs tab where you can download this session, the Q&A panel to submit questions, which you will be doing here shortly, and then the chat is open for group discussion. Also, take opportunity to use that message tab, which allows you to send a direct message to other participants in the session. It's definitely a great way to network, and yeah, definitely this is the last one here, take the opportunity. All right, so that's now done with housekeeping items. I want to excitedly introduce today one of my favorite customers, Shelby Lewis. And Shelby is a manager of development data systems with Summer Search. I cannot express my thanks enough to Shelby. She is always here to lend a helping hand. She's a Blackbaud advocate and champion. And of course, this session is no exception, right? Shelby brings a wealth of experience and insight, 20 years, over 20 years of Blackbaud expertise. So she is a guru here. And today she's going to be having a presentation and available, and she'll kick that off here in a second. But Power Automate and SharePoint, simplify your import process with a Dropbox. So you guys, this is the last session here. Let's continue this dance party all the way to the door here and kick it off for BB Dev Days 2025. So Shelby, I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you, Rainey. That was wonderful. Yeah, so we're winding things down here, BB Dev Days 2025. Are you guys exhausted or are you energized? Maybe a little bit of both. For those of you who are exhausted, I've got some good news. This is a really short demo. I recorded, definitely both, yes. Recorded my demo, including another introduction, just to avoid some technical difficulties. So I'm going to hit play and I'll be in the chat and I'll come back after the demo to talk about it some more. So thanks.
Hello there. Thank you for joining my session today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I've used Power Automate and SharePoint to simplify some of my routine imports to Razor's Edge. I've started referring to this collection of tools as my import Dropbox. A quick introduction. My name is Shelby Lewis. I'm the National Manager of Development Data Systems at SummerSearch. Located in the San Francisco Bay Area, I've been managing Razor's Edge here at SummerSearch since 2008, but I've worked with RE and other Blackbaud products for over 20 years. I first got involved in learning automation and extensibilities in one of the early Blackbaud Accelerator courses back in 2021, and it has led to major changes in my role and the way we work in development. A little bit about my organization, SummerSearch. We're a national nonprofit providing mentoring and summer experiences to youth beginning in their sophomore year of high school. But that's just where it begins. Our comprehensive program and professional mentors build long-term relationships that stick with our students well beyond their high school years as they grow into thriving adults. I welcome you to learn more about our program and what we do at summersearch.org. Okay, so let's get into it. In our development department, we have certain situations where the development operations team has agreed to do bulk imports. Most typically, these are going to be actions, but also this could be a bunch of new fundraiser assignments or maybe adding an appeal to a large group of constituents. We created an import station on SharePoint to house our blank import templates and a folder where users can upload their completed templates to be imported. Import templates are matched with parameters saved in the RE import tool or in third-party import tools like Automatic, which have been our methods of importing up to this point. To manage expectations of workloads, there's a designated import day on our calendar each month to clear out the station and get everything imported into RE. But what happens when I'm not here to run those imports? If I was out of the office for a couple of days, we'd just shift things around a bit. Well, what if I was going to be away for longer? SummerSearch created a generous sabbatical program a few years ago, and I was looking forward to being out for 4 weeks. I could teach someone to do this for me, but did I need to put that stress on someone else? Maybe I could create something that would not only take care of simplifying monthly imports during my sabbatical, but make it easier forever. Enter the import Dropbox. How much easier would it be to simply drag the files into a SharePoint library and let Power Automate take over? No more seeking out the correct import tool for the job or looking for the saved parameters that go with that type of template. I wanted to create a system where Power Automate knew which import flow to run just by looking at the file. Then I could build up my arsenal of imports over time to fit into the same system. So that's what I did. Let's dive in and have a look. Our original import station was created in the classic SharePoint system and was really outdated, so I decided to rebuild it in the modern SharePoint when I started in on this project. So our new import station is going to be much cleaner, and I'm not bringing over some of those old import templates we no longer use. Full disclosure, the SharePoint site is still a work in progress, and I'm planning to consolidate things even further. The Dropbox is working so well, I'm going to move away from separate action templates for each of our sites around the country and just operate from one action template going forward. Here we have our action import template. Now that our Dropbox has been built, this import is as simple as opening the file to confirm it's been completed and then dragging it to our SharePoint library. That's it. Now that you've seen the import station, I'm going to walk through the action import flow in more detail. I'm using a SharePoint trigger to kick things off, so this will start running when a file is created in our designated folder. I'm also initializing a variable here that we're going to use later on to count how many actions have been created. Before we move on to that next step, let's take a look at the settings on our trigger. You'll notice that Split On is enabled, which allows for it to process each file individually. I've only ever added one file to the Dropbox at a time, but I think this will help prevent our flow from getting tripped up if multiple files are hitting the Dropbox simultaneously. Further down, we have a critical piece of making this system work, the trigger condition. My Dropbox is designed to choose which flow to run by looking at the file name. Since this flow is for my action imports, it's looking for the words action import in the file name and only triggering on those particular files. My other flows are set to look for other file names, thereby allowing me to use one file library for all of these different imports. Our next two pieces in the flow are working with our Excel file. The first step is to create our table of data. Since every import has a different number of actions included, the offset formula you see in the table range field will dynamically define a table based on how many rows are present in our import file. And then we'll list the rows present in that table so we can use the data they contain in our next steps. We're also going to use a quick compose here to capture how many rows or actions we had listed in the table, so at the end of our flow we can compare that against how many were created in RE. Alright, now we're getting to the good stuff. An apply to each is going to cycle through each of our rows of data output from the Excel file to determine a few more data points and then create those actions. We are taking the RE constituent lookup ID from the import template and using it to get the system record ID that is going to be needed to create our action. We're going to do the same thing for our fundraiser, but we need one extra step here. Off to the right there, you can see an example of how fundraisers are listed in the drop-down menu of our template. We've got the fundraiser name, a semicolon, and then their constituent ID. So to use that ID, we're going to do another compose step that splits off the constituent lookup ID for us. And you can see the formula captured there, telling it to just give us everything after the semicolon. We can then take that output to get our fundraiser from RE, and we're ready to create our action. Okay, so that first field is mapped to our constituent who's receiving the action. We've got all our action details, which are being mapped to the data that came in on our Excel sheet. So remember that this is happening within our apply to each, and it's cycling through all that data coming out of list rows. We've got it mapped to our fundraiser down at the bottom, so who the action was assigned to. And then you might notice I even put a custom author in there to note that this action was created by the import Dropbox. So even though I have all these connections set up through my user account and the actions will ultimately show as created by me, it's easy to see when you're looking at the notes that this action was added through the Dropbox. And I could also use that field in query to separate out the Dropbox actions from other one-off actions I added if I ever needed to. Now back to our flow for the last piece of that apply to each. We're doing an increment on our variable with each action created to get a total at the end. Our final pieces of the flow are to create a Teams notification. When I'm running the imports myself, I can obviously go into Power Automate and look at the results. But if someone else is adding the files to the Dropbox while I'm away, and they're not a Power Automate user, they won't have confirmation of what happened in the moment. To help provide some clarity, I'm creating a Teams chat with the person who is tasked with adding those files to the Dropbox while I'm out. It's going to send us a message in the final step, which shows how many actions were created out of how many rows in our import file. And there we go, success. There's our Teams notification letting us know that all of our actions were imported. This flow worked really well, and I was able to enjoy my import-free sabbatical, so I've been working through some of our other common imports to see what else I can build. So far, we have imports for ratings, notes, and assigned fundraisers as well. Much of the flow remains the same no matter the import, so doing a save as and updating the steps as necessary has proven to be a great shortcut to expansion of this tool. What kinds of imports would you want to do using Power Automate? I hope this has given you some ideas for how you too can simplify your routine tasks. Thanks for your time and good luck on all your automation adventures.
I think there we go.
Right.
Oh my, I think people are applauding Shelby now. I think we open it up to questions here. I don't see any yet here, but how did you get the fundraiser ID, system ID?
Yeah, so our templates have some info built in on a hidden tab. So we have a lot of drop downs in our templates. I need to find some better ways to do that because as fundraisers come and go from our organization, it's like constant upkeep on that. So that's something that I'm going to look at for the future. But that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. Yeah, and this
Excellent.
is, I'm not an expert on this. This isn't probably a perfect process, but there's different approaches to how to do all these things. Where I'm constantly looking at how to improve this too. If anybody's got any tips on how I could do things better, I'm open to them.
Not a question from Greg, but I love you too, Greg, and thank you for always being a partner with us and me as well. So thank you. And then, okay, you guys, next question. We got Shelby here. She's the super guru. I totally take advantage of it. Also, I've shared a survey with you guys. I would love you to fill it out, give honest feedback around how Shelby and I have done so far. We wanted to end on a super high note, so hopefully Shelby has just given you like the best thing since your last piece of pie or cake or brownie. One small improvement from Joe here. I've started the flow info on the footer of all my email Teams notifications so I know which flow trigger the message and when.
That is a very good tip. I do have that on some of my other ones, but I guess I don't have that on this particular one. But yeah, that's definitely a great tip for those Teams notifications. Debbie's
asking, do you have any additional flows already established with RENXT?
Yeah, my most recent one was assigned fundraiser. So we go through, as people come and leave our organization, changing out portfolios, and sometimes we have large groups of fundraisers that need to be assigned. So that is one that I've recently done. I have some flows that are kind of mid-process that I'm waiting on, like endpoints to really just be able to fix that one last field that's unavailable right now and put it into production. But I have an opportunity import, really hoping that everybody goes and votes for likelihood to be available in the API because that's the one thing that's missing from my opportunity import to be able to make that one a reality too.
I'm going to give you another question here in a second, but I did want to highlight right now, we do have user groups for Power Automate and Power BI. So if you want to be added into that user group, reach out to your customer success manager and they can get you added to that. Another question is, instead of the lookup ID, could it find people to import on based on another field like, email address?
Yeah, I haven't done anything that complicated, but I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure you can. I'm actually another flow that I'm looking at is to update preferred emails from a list of email addresses. So that I haven't gotten into emails yet, but that's my next move.
Excellent. All right, Elizabeth says, hi, Shelby. Can you remind me of the name of the classes you took to learn Power Automate? Was it in BB or Microsoft?
It was the Blackbaud Accelerator courses. I was fortunate enough to get in when they were still live courses, but they do have recorded versions of that. Some of them probably are some of the sessions that I was in back in the day available.
Definitely, they are still available. And then also, like I mentioned, the user group might be an opportunity for you for the Power Automate and Power BI as well right now. That's going on. Let's see. How do you handle needing to clean up files before import, or do users or our users don't always complete our templates correctly? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw another one saying I really trust the people in my shop, and I don't know if that's entirely accurate. I do, this is a long-standing process that I've been importing these on a monthly basis. So I usually open them and take a look at everything just briefly, but I've been doing it so long, I'm really familiar with it. It jumps out at me if like something's off. I do want to try to incorporate some better error handling into this, though. I've seen some great work by other people that I would like to add to this.
Excellent. Hey, Darren and Austin, thank you for getting those Power User Group links over here in the chat session. So if you want to sign up, there you go, right there, you guys. It looks like we find email address is a poor unique identifier. Our constituents share email addresses. Okay, yeah, that happens. Households. Here's the record accelerator information. Excellent, thank you. And then Joe says, Stacy, except for week 4, it's bugged me for years what week 4 was. LOL. I don't know what week 4 was. That must be something.
I don't remember week 4 either.
Well, it couldn't have been too traumatic then. I don't know.
The import template. I see the question about the import template.
Yes.
That's just something we created ourselves. So really, when you bring in your Excel file, whatever information is important to you, you can create your own template to map to your flow to make sure that you're getting all the correct fields that are important to you into RE.
And Shelby, do you use custom fields and attributes then mostly when you're utilizing the imports for identification?
I don't know if we have any custom fields that are for these action ones, but yeah, I mean, you certainly can map those too if those are things that are important to you.
Yeah, excellent. Let's see here. They were coming in so fast I couldn't keep up with them for a second here, and now I'm unsure if I'm behind. If I missed a question, I know people had to post a couple of times there, so thank you.
I see one here about the constituent ratings. I think our ratings is very specific for our prospect development person who's putting in some specific prospect development ratings. So they are small. I actually do trust her very well, and I let her drop her own into the Dropbox. It's just been super helpful because, and especially in that process too, she doesn't even have to wait on me to do it because I do trust her. She can drop it in there and get real time results and not have to wait on when I have time to do it.
Hey, Shelby, I was thinking on the templates, could a person utilize the RE templates that are already established and modify them to then do into the SharePoint? So it's kind of, or is that just additional work that's not needed?
What kind of template are you thinking? Like
I didn't.
Go ahead.
Razor's Edge imports.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, like some of this stuff was Razor's Edge imports. So, I had it mapped to the import tool in RE and just kind of redid my process. And like some of them went to Omatic, some of them went to the import functionality. Now I don't have to remember like, oh, wait, this one I go here. I can just drop it in the thing and it's good to go.
This is so amazing. Thank you. It looks like Lydia has already made a template for import in DB7. The meticulous notes was a tough header to find. Ooh.
Does anybody have any ideas of what you would want to use this for? What kinds of imports are you looking to automate? Yeah.
Import in kind.
Yeah, I haven't done any kind of GIF imports yet, but that's a good one to look at. Is access restricted to the Dropbox folder? Yes. I haven't launched the location to everyone yet. So it's kind of in a private area right now for just me and the two people I trust to look over their files before they drop them in. Import to batch without Automatic, yeah. Solicit code updates. Yeah, I mean, lots of great ideas here. Yeah, I mean, really, I'm just keep doing a save as and like looking at other things I can do. Really, it's just triggering on that file name. So I just have the one library. I can drop anything that I build into it, and it's going to only kick the flow off that is appropriate for that. Yeah.
Kathy asked, do you think about event participants?
I do. I've been thinking about that one a lot, actually. If anybody's got any great ideas about events in general, we're kind of looking at our whole process of events, but participants is on my short list of things that I want to explore here too.
That's excellent. I'm seeing a few comments in here about Omatic and how this could be a game changer with Omatic. And then we have an instance where we have a file that the gift officer enters in Excel in one location. After we've reviewed, we save it to CSV and place it in the folder that kicks off the flow. That's perfect, Chris.
Yeah. Some of ours are CSVs too, so those flows look a little bit different. But I've moved towards the Excel ones now because most of our templates are Excel, and then I don't even have to do anything with it. I just drop it.
Yeah. I see Lydia asked, we're considering working in Nomadic. Do you all recommend them? And so I'll let everyone tell their, customer experience, but from the Blackbaud CSM perspective, don't hesitate to reach out to your CSM, and they can also discuss, working with Nomadic as well and get that connection with partner team going if you're interested.
Yeah, there are still some Omatic imports I have that I'm not able to get away from yet. But yeah, I'm with Susan on this one. It'd be great if we didn't need it. Still do for the moment, but this has really opened up a lot of opportunities for us to find new ways of importing.
I love Sarah's comment here. She's like demographic info, solicitation info, updates, new grid records, updating certain attributes. Like Sarah's got it. She knows exactly what she wants to or is utilizing it for. So that's great. And then I seen so many people with Susan's comment, we're a smaller shop, but I'm waiting for the day when we can import to batch without Omatic. Shelby. Will this help at all?
I mean, well, it depends on what you're using it for. If the endpoints are available, that's really the only limitation I've found. So that's, I have a few flows that really are just one endpoint away from being life-changing. So they're on hold, waiting.
Well, Shelby, you know what time it is? It's
time to get to the closing ceremonies, I think.
Right, that's right. We get to dance our way off this session, everyone. So thank you, everyone. You guys are just amazing to work with, and we appreciate all this partnership and all of this advancement in technology. Shelby, always an honor. Thank you for doing this show and share here and answering questions ad hoc. I hope everyone has a great rest of their Thursday and very much success. And thank you all so much.
Thanks, everyone. Reach out if you have anything to share.